Craig, let's start with the offseason. You spent the offseason in North Star, Ohio, which is your hometown, population 200, 100 of those people being your relatives.
That's about right.
How much do you enjoy just going back in the offseason and spending time in such a small town?
You know what? It's great. It's a great breather from the season. It's definitely a different change of pace from living in San Diego. We built our house right next to my mom and dad, so we got family next door. It's nice to see them on a daily basis and be around people I know, people I love, people I care about.
All right, you've got your beautiful wife, Audrey. You've got your son, Chase. What do you guys do there? I mean, it's like one stoplight, right? Like there's not even a Starbucks. Like what do you do there the whole off season?
That's a good question. There's not a ton to do. We find things to do. Go to church, hang out with people, have people over to your house, visit with other people, play golf when it's nice, do stuff outdoors. I hunt a little bit in the off season, but it also gives me enough time to train for this season because there's not a whole lot else to do.
I like it. A man with a plan.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about last season. You had a 2.73 ERA, which was your best since 2012 with the Nationals. Now, what stands out to me about that is you're just a few years off of that torn flexor tendon, and you're 34, which is not old, but it's like old in baseball years,
Right.
What has you playing some of your best ball right now?
You know what? I think it's just a desire to try to get better a little bit each year, each day, each time I'm on the field. Last year that kind of came to fruition where things kind of went my way and it turned into good numbers on paper, but it was a successful season because I know I put everything I had into it to try to get what I wanted out of that season.
You're in your 10th season now. Have you learned anything about yourself or about just the game that is like truths that you stand by? Like, what do you hold firm by now at this point?
Well, we were just talking about it off camera, but I try to remember that I'm 10 years old when I'm out on the field. That was my favorite age as a baseball player, and I hope my mind continues to think that it's a privilege to be out here with a Major League uniform on, to pinch myself every time that I get to do that, and that's what spring training practice is all about and what makes it so much fun.
What were you like as a 10-year-old baseball player? Do you remember?
I remember, just loving the game and just wanting to get anything out of it I could. So much enjoyment. I mean, crying on rain delays and crying on rain outs and just looking forward to that next game so much and just so excited about competing with my buddies and having fun playing baseball.
That is awesome. All right, you're the oldest guy in an extremely young bullpen. Like this is one of the third or fourth youngest bullpens in the majors. What is that like, first of all, day-to-day basis? I mean, is it a lot of laughs? Is it a lot of corralling? I know they call you dad, right? So like you're in charge right there.
A little bit in charge. I'm learning probably just as much as they are. I'm learning about culture and life, and maybe
Like pop culture.
and they're hopefully learning a little bit about life and what it means to be a little bit more mature. But I think it works so well. It's fun. We have a lot of laughs. We joke around. They make fun of me for being old. I make fun of them for not knowing anything that I know when I grew up as a kid. So it works out good. We have a good group of guys that work really hard, that are excited about this season, and are going to put their best foot forward.
You guys had such a good group last year, and you guys really gelled. What do you see for this coming year? Because you got a lot of those guys back.
Yeah, I think our biggest strength is our togetherness and how much we get along with each other. It makes us a cohesive unit. When we go into games individually, we're all rooting for each other, caring for each other. And it helps us along the way, picking each other's brains and picking apart each other's games. That way we can help each other out. We're not necessarily competing against each other. We're competing with each other against the other team. And I think that's something that that culture has kind of crept into this bullpen, started with Trevor Hoffman, and hopefully we're trying to carry it on and spread it throughout the whole team.
How much do you enjoy talking to the younger guys too? I mean, I talked to Chris Paddock earlier in the week, and he mentioned getting advice from you. Logan Allen, other guys, other pitchers have talked about getting advice from you. Do you enjoy that part of it, just being someone that these guys can come to?
Yeah, I mean, I hope when this game's over that I didn't just keep all that I learned to myself. And what I learned isn't something I dreamt up on my own. I learned it from other guys, guys that poured into me when I was younger, the Jason Marquez, the Levon Hernandez's, the Steve McCaddies, Paul Menhart's, those coaches that I had way back when. And so the things I learned work. I mean, if I can pitch in the big leagues, anybody can pitch in the big leagues. And these guys have so much more talent. It's fun to see how great they can be. And hopefully maybe I get them to that World Series championship a hair earlier while I'm still hanging around.
And just being in this clubhouse now, this is your third year in this clubhouse, just how much more comfortable do you feel around this team and in San Diego?
Yes, that's a great question, great statement. I think that was something me and my wife talked about when I was a free agent a couple years ago, how we wanted to continue to build on the relationships that we built the first year here. That's important to us. That's who we are. We're small town people. You know, we want to be a part of something greater than who we are, and I think we can bring something like that to the city of San Diego.
Very cool. Okay, I'm going to put you on the hot seat for one. Who gets made fun of the most in the bullpen?
Probably either Robert Stock or Trey Winginter.
We're going to leave it at that. I love it. Craig, thank you so much. Good luck this season.
You got it. Thank you.